Ladies and gentlemen, we are live again, Facebook Live today on this lovely Tuesday. We are here with rock star from Arizona, Marie Heilman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rick.
Well, I also have to say, Chairman's Gold and number 7 in all of Arizona, 1,000 agents. So that's a tremendous accomplishment. So congratulations on last year too.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting me. I appreciate that.
All right. I love your map back there. It's a beautiful map of the, it's a globe, isn't it? Globe map.
The world, right?
The world,
Yes.
the world is your oyster, isn't it?
Yes. Totally. Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, we
just
love your accent. So tell us a little about yourself, how you got into real estate, maybe how long you've been doing this, all that good stuff, please.
all right. Well, I started real estate in France. In fact, I've been in real estate now for 38 years. And I've been really lucky, in fact, in France to start with the high end, and in Cannes, Saint-Tropez, or the high end market. So working with really high profile people. So right there, I was introduced, to that world, and I have to say, I probably grew very fast in the business because of my clients, because I learned so much from them, and I probably learned so much more from them than they learned from me, honestly. But when you're young, I think just be yourself, just be sincere, just be humble, and people like you, and then they trust you, and then you become really the person to go to for anything. And especially in France, I have done all kind of things for my clients that is totally out of the real estate. But it was fun because I had this clientele that was very needy, all these movie stars, and they want everything now.
Oh, yeah.
So and
Yeah.
and I was working hard to give them whatever they needed now, and I
So
just
I'm just curious, in France, like what part of France did you sell in? Was it right in Paris or was it somewhere near there?
no, in the south of France, on the Côte d'Azur, in Saint-Tropez, Cannes, and Monaco.
Oh,
So
wow. All the way to
yes.
Monaco. That's an interesting little country too, isn't it?
Right, it is. It is. Little country. Yeah, you say that well. So, at this level, people who buy a property in France, in Saint-Tropez or Cannes, usually they want to have residency in Monaco for tax reasons, right?
Right,
So,
exactly.
so,
Smart.
so you sell them something in Cannes and Saint-Tropez, and then we rush to Monaco to find a condo for residency because it's where they want to have their address. So it was a good deal for me to play on both sides, and to navigate between Monaco and the French coast. So that was a lot of fun, and sometimes I'm sure we did some risky things because there was a lot of cash involved, but it's the way real estate works in France. So
That's awesome. Now, okay, so in France, okay, other than, financing and so forth, I'm just talking about logistically. Is it very similar or is it very different than real estate here?
well, obviously it's a people business, right? So there is a lot of similarities. I would say the big difference is that you always sell your own listings. So it means that you're going to be on both sides for any transaction. So I did like that role because you really are in between, and you have a lot of psychology between the two parties, and it's really a round table, and you have to put everybody on the same page, which is it's just for me a bigger accomplishment, so that you can really pull both parties to an agreement. So to me it was more interesting that way. But otherwise, real estate is very similar.
Yeah, I love that theory. As the old saying goes, it's so much easier to deal with the other agent when you are the other agent on the other side, right?
Right. It is. It is because here, from the beginning, I feel like, okay, you have your little package, you have your offer from your client, and you go and deliver this to somebody else. And well, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to be translated to the other party. And, there are some emotions and things that you want to, some stories that you want to, share with the other party, but you don't. So it's just the way it is.
Yeah. Now that's unfortunate. Like when I started in the business 39 years ago, can you believe that? It was the same thing. I double ended about a third of my listings because there was no internet. You had to go out and prospect and talk to people, and you ended up selling a bunch of your own
Right.
listings, which was fun.
Right. Yeah, it is. It is.
Now
So,
in France, because I spoke in Italy for Mike Ferry twice, and I'm just curious because in Italy, some people are licensed and then some people aren't. You can actually sell real estate unlicensed in Italy. Is it the same in France? Can you have to get a license there too, or do you not need one?
well, you don't need a license per se, but you need experience.
Right. Okay.
So if you are under a broker, you can work for 10 years under a broker without any license. There is no exam, there is no license per se.
Right.
But
Right.
and then when you have worked a certain time for a brokerage, you can eventually be your own, go on your own. But you have to work 10 years first for another broker.
Wow.
And Italy is very similar.
Yeah.
And in Italy, you know how they do things. Everything is possible in Italy, whether you have the right or not. They just do things. So that's the way it is.
Yeah. When I did a prospecting school for a bunch of very energetic Italians, well, they had an espresso machine in each corner of the room. They didn't need it, and every time they would set an appointment, they would yell "Go!" Like at a soccer match. It was amazing. Anyway, all right. So then you come to the United States. You've been here for a while. You're rocking it, and you're in a beautiful part of the country. Let's face it, right? I mean, it's
Yes.
beautiful. The average sale price is great. Tell us a little bit about how you do your business now.
Right. So, well, I guess I do it on a very similar way in a sense because, I always say I am a hand sewer, and it's who I am. I like to take my time with my clients. I like to grow my business from my clients. So, my way of really gaining new business is by staying in contact with my clients, doing everything I can for them, and stay in their mind for whoever they might have that can send my way. So I really grow from my own personal referrals, and I love that because everybody coming to me already knows me somehow because I have been referred by so and so. So I have always worked this way, and it's just the way I am. It's the way I function. Of course, no, I'm not big on social media and all these things because I'm maybe old-fashioned. It just doesn't work for me too well. But I have been growing just by growing my own group of people. It works, and what I'm saying to my clients very often is my real job start after closing. Why? Because it's when they need me. They need me for finding people to help them for the house, or finding good restaurants, or finding how to live in this area, make friends in the neighborhood and all that. And I help them weekly on that. I have calls every week from people. Where should I go for dinner with my friends? Or which kind of movie did you see recently? It's just like about anything they want to do, and they call me, and I love that. I just love the fact that they call me and they think about me when they want to do something, when they want to buy a car, when they want whatever.
Yeah.
And,
No,
and so
and you have a lot of people transplanting that are new to Arizona. So having you be the ambassador, so you're the realtor, you're the ambassador, you help them with probably even dry cleaning and all. And I'm so glad you brought that up because I don't, let's face it, NAR has a stat. Can you imagine this? Listen to this one. NAR has a stat that 78% of realtors after the closing never talk to their client again. That's crazy, isn't it?
Right? Yeah, it is crazy. It is. It is because it's really where your business is. I mean, this last week it was a little much, but I had three dinners with three different clients. past clients, and of course we talk about real estate, but they became friends, and we talk about all kind of things, and we are going to visit each other wherever they are in California, in Florida, and it's how I feel like I kind of reinforce this investment that I'm making for my future business. One, I love them because I'm just, it's the way I am, and I love people. I like to make them happy. I feel good when they feel good. So, that's really the way it works, and it's business without being business for me. I feel like it's just my life. It's the way I function every day, and by doing this, I gain more clients.
Yeah. And just so they understand, what's your average sell price? Like, do you know about what your average sell price was last year?
Last year, I think it was 2.5.
2.5. And you're mostly, you're mostly in the North Scottsdale area, correct?
Yes, yes. I mean, I focus in the North Scottsdale, like the 85255, 85262. And then, occasionally towards Kirtland and the Paradise Valley area. But really, I'm laughing last year because, in fact, our CPA was asking me, where are your miles? And I said, well, look, last year I could walk to all the houses I sold, not that many, but I could walk from my home to the houses I sold. I don't need my car. I mean, I didn't need my car. So, and just around me, the biggest transaction I had last year, 3.5, 3.1, 3.8, they were right here. So,
That's so awesome. That's a testament to how your what your customer service is too, and so forth. Because when they feel that comfortable, and I agree, I think the upper end, like where you're talking about 2.5 million up, you really have. It's a full service. It's not just like selling a $400,000 or $500,000
no,
house. You're becoming their friend, like you said. You're like family. And they're going to refer you. They trust you to make decisions and find things for them. Like, where do I go to dinner? A lot of them are moving from other areas and buying here. Like your area, I call it like the new Orange County. It's like your area has a tremendous amount of new people coming from California,
yes.
Washington, New York, all over the place.
And for the last 2 years, I haven't seen a loan. So with my clients.
No
So
worried about commitment letters.
no, right? So that's also a sign. But yes, I think by doing, whether it's with your head, whether it's with your hands. I always say that I will use my head and my hands for whatever I can do to help them. And yes, I have a screwdriver in my car. I have, if they need something, I kill scorpion, I move snakes, I go on the roof to remove a wasp nest. I don't care. Whatever make them happy and that make them comfortable here,
Right.
because it's what you want them to be happy where they are, and to enjoy without any, concerns.
Without the concerns, and you take those away. So that's great. You live in the same neighborhood too. It sounds like I love that area. Like I know there's parts of Troon and where I drive around there, and like you don't see a telephone pole forever. Everything is underground. It's like it really is a good feeling environment there too.
It is, it is. And also, in our neighborhood, what I do, which is also a lot of fun, and we don't talk at all about real estate, except if people want to, but once a month we have a get together that I organize. So we meet there is a community pool. We meet at the community pool, everybody brings a dish. And we are a good group of people meeting every month. The new owners are introduced to the community. I introduce them, and it's just fun. It just it's part of my life every day, and it's just fun.
It is fun. It's fun when you make it that way. I was thinking as you were talking about your HOA get together. My last HOA get together, they were arguing about parking. And I'm like, if I never go to another one of those, it'll be too soon. No, no, it's great when you have a community like that. People get together, they enjoy each other's company,
Yes.
and let's face it, they're busy people. Like you said, they're traveling all over the place, and they have lives to live too.
Right, right. So, when they are not here, I mean, last week I had a water heater that failed, and the client called me. He was leaving for California. I said, "Don't worry, I will be there, and it will be taken care of."
Nice.
And
Good
that's
for you.
the kind of thing we take care of. That's
Yeah.
I think I
Well,
feel
let's segue into my favorite question, and I'm because you kind of gave me a good lead in there. To be successful in your, what to be successful in the area that you're in, okay, selling those average $2.5 million homes. What would be the top three things you would tell an agent to focus on in order to be a success in that area?
well, of course, choose the people you want to work with, and if people are new in the business, I would say go out with the most successful agents and learn from them, and try to see how you can be better than them, how
Mm,
you can, because you can. And all these people who have built their success in the area, watch what they are doing, and you can, I mean, you are the same human being, you can do exactly the same thing, but you can do better.
mm,
There is someone that talks very well about all these things. It's Richard Branson, that I just love to read from him,
I do too.
because everything is about experience. And obviously we know he didn't receive much education, but his experience is
Yeah.
colossal. And you just but yeah, just be yourself, just be your own self, and go and meet with the people you want to meet, because it's really the market you are in. It's really what you decide. It's your choice. It's who you want to work with.
Right. Yeah. So I heard a couple of things there. Number one is take other agents, successful agents out, learn from them, and then add. And then I love what you said there. Decide how you're going to be better. Like maybe you're going to add this or do a little of that. Right. I love that. That's a great way to look at it. And then you can decide who you want to work with. I agree with you. If you're willing to work and be different and do things outside of the box, right, you can definitely decide who you're going to work with.
Yes, because we each of all of us. I mean, each of us, we have our own personality, and so it's whatever works best for you. I mean, what works for you maybe probably doesn't work for me, and vice versa. But you know who you are. I think first know what you want, and then go after it.
Yeah. Right. And that's a key. You got to know what you want too. Like I teach them, Marie, just so you know, I teach them not only know what you want, but see what it looks like so you can visualize it. Like the house you want to live in, the car you want to drive, the money you want to save, the people you want to help. All of that I think is critical.
Right. It is. It is. And by helping people, if you don't know where to start, just by helping people and going towards people and do whatever is in your power to do, it just always come back, 10 times your way. So it's, um, it's a way to try it.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is over deliver and under promise, and exceed
Right.
their expectations was what I'm hearing from you for sure.
Right, right. Yes, no,
Absolutely.
you don't need to show, I always say, we were talking with Paul before you came.
Yes.
Um, he's the backstage guy. I say, well, I used to be the backstage. I don't like to be on stage. I don't know. I like to make people shine on stage, but usually I'm the person in the back of the curtain, and I just like to help them be what they want to be.
Yeah.
And it's, well,
Yeah, that's what you're describing is you take that fiduciary responsibility, meaning put your client's needs in front of your own and make it real obvious that that's what you're doing.
right, right. And
So go
it
ahead.
works. It's who I am. I mean, I grew up with parents like this who always, teach me, be humble, work hard. I just kept that all along my life, and it works. Yes, sometimes people take advantage of you, but um, it's okay. Move to the next one. It's okay.
Right. No, I agree with you. The small amount of people that take advantage of you, it's not worth changing who you are to be
No,
defensive against most of the
no,
population who's not attacking you.
exactly
Yeah.
right, right.
Yep. Awesome. So the last question is, so this market's gotten a little tighter, right? Inventory
Yes.
wise. How is that affecting you this year?
Well, affecting a little bit the fact that I have a few buyers that are ready to buy, and we really don't find what they want because, well, in these two zip codes I'm focusing on, for sure there is not much inventory. We probably, if we look at the numbers, we probably have a month and a half of inventory, but well, it will change, and it forces you also to go and find some other ways to maybe find the right place. So go knock at doors and call people and try to
I love
see,
those.
right.
Love those.
See
Yeah.
if people have any interest in moving on, and it's part of this transition. I think it's okay.
Right. Do some proactive activities to keep that pipeline going.
Right,
So, but yeah,
right.
I agree with you though. I think as interest rates start to change a little bit, and I think that I think you're going to see the market loosen up a little bit and so forth. Although, like you said, I don't know that the interest rates affect your people that much because, like you said, I mean, you haven't done one with a loan in quite some time.
No,
They're all cash.
it doesn't affect this market that much, um, but we always have, I think there are waves, and every year there is a kind of new wave of people coming. I think we are going to have a new wave of California people with this new tax coming for them when they sell a property in California. So, in fact, we see them coming already. We don't
Yeah.
want so. So I think probably, this start of the season, normally we are overly busy during this time. It's probably going to be a little over the summer.
Yeah.
And I have the feel that our season will extend over the summer more than it used to.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's weird because it's way less seasonal, especially in
It
Nevada,
is.
in Arizona, because of you don't really have a winter. And although July and August are hot, you can still function and do. I mean, it's air conditioned inside. So, I mean, how bad is it? You go from a car to
Right.
it's the in
Right.
between. But I agree with you 100%. All right. Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you, Marie, for taking your time out today. This was completely awesome. I really and I'm sure some people got some nuggets out of today. Anything else you want to say to these lovely people?
Well, thank you. I would say I feel so honored to be here with you because I'm not used to this kind of thing. But to everybody, I would say, just be your own, and do what feels good for you. And I think it's first a choice of life before a choice of business, and then things are just coming together.
Yeah, I love what you say there too. Choose who you're going to be, choose your clients, choose your lifestyle, and then you can backfill the process. But you got to make those, and not a lot of people do it that way, unfortunately. They just start doing it and all this, but if you have the focus and the actions, you always get there faster and end up climbing even higher.
Well, I think people can get frustrated if they are just after the numbers.
Right.
And I think, and we see a lot of young realtors, I mean, new realtors being really frustrated because they don't get their numbers quick enough. But if you start at the other end and you come, I think it's coming together, and in a better way, because it's more natural.
More natural, and it affects you at an unconscious level too. I agree 100%.
Right.
See the end in mind, see what it looks like, and then you can
That's
backfill the
right.
process.
That's
I
right.
love it. Well, thanks, Marie. Thanks for your time today. We really appreciate everybody. Thanks for coming and watching us.
Thank you
And
much.
you were a joy. You did very well. You're a natural. You're a natural.
Thank you. Thank you
All right,
much,
Marie.
Rick.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. See ya.